Here's a video to help you with today's homework. We're going to be working on discriminant. The first set is to find discriminant. Okay, to find discriminant of a quadratic equation, all you need to do is to look for the value of b squared, b squared minus 4ac. That's the discriminant. So we're just going to plug in. Here our a is -1, our b is -5, and our c is 3. So we just plug it into this. So we're going to have b squared minus 4ac is -5 squared minus 4 times -1 times -3. So this is going to be 25, and it's going to be -4 times -1, that's 4, times -3, that's 12. So it's -12. So 25 minus 12 is 13. And that's the answer right there. 13 is the answer, okay? So basically you're looking for b squared minus 4ac. All right, that's the part of the square, the quadratic formula, you know, that's inside the square root. It tells you the nature of the root. So you see, like it's like that. This one, we're only looking at the inside, okay? Just plug in values into b squared minus 4ac. The next question is going to ask you to find the roots of a quadratic equation in the simplest form. So we need to find we need to write the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula will look like x equals -b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So you're going to plug in what you know. So a is 1, and b is 4, and c is 5. Just make sure the right side is 0 before you plug into your quadratic formula. So we're going to do is plug in all this into it now, okay? So x equals -4 plus minus the square root 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 5, which are c, okay? So we're going to do 16 squared all over 2 times 1, okay? Let's look at the inside. The inside is 4 squared is 16, and then 4 times 1 times 5 is 20. So 16 minus 20 is -4. So the formula continues like this. So x equals -4 plus minus the square root of -4 all over 2. So when you work on that, you will get -4 plus minus 2i, because square root of -4 is 2i divided by 2. That will lead you to, so we get you to, you divide everything by 2, so divide by 2. So we -2 and plus minus i, and that's your answer. That's what you type in the box right there. Okay, the next one says to find the roots of this. This is the second question here. Another question. All right, so what you do is to make sure the right side is 0. So you do x squared minus 5x plus 10 equals 0. You always set it to 0 before you start, okay? Now we're ready to plug it into the quadratic formula. So that will be a is 1, b is -5, and c is 10. Okay, c is 10. So now we're going to plug it in. X equals -b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So will be x equals -5, all right, plus minus the square root of -5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 10. Everything divided by 2 times 1. So which will be 5 plus minus. So I want to do the inside now. Will be 25. So let's do it over here. It will be 25 minus 40. Minus 40. Because 4 times 1 times 10 is 40. Minus 40. If we do the subtraction, we're going to get 15. you're going to get 15, negative 15. So it will be plus or minus the square root of negative 15. All right, so all over 2. And then because we cannot simplify square root of negative 15, will just be 5 plus minus I root 15 all over 2. And that's what you type into that space over there, okay? All right, the next one says to find all possible value of x. Here we're going to be solving this square root equation. So what you do is to square both sides. So we're going to square both sides like that. And then the square root and the square is going to go away. So you're going to have 31 minus 6x equals, you're going to remember to do this for squaring x minus 6, x minus 6. So x squared minus 6x minus 6x plus 36. So it will be x squared minus 12x plus 36. Which, after you rearrange everything, get all this to the other side. Just do the opposite. So plus is negative 31 plus 6x. I'm just moving everything to the one side so that this go away. This one goes away. It will be 0 left over here, x squared, and then we're going to have minus 6x, and then this is 31 and 36 will be plus 5. Okay, now we can actually factor this. We can factor this. It will be like x minus 5 and then x minus 1 will give equal to 0. So x equals 5 or x equals 1. Now we need to check that our answer is not going to be a negative 1. Okay, we don't want negative answer inside the square root. So we go, let's test it. So 31 minus 6 times 5, that's 30. So 31 minus 30 is not bad. That's not going to be negative. So that is good. So 5 is good. Let's test 1. 6 times 1 is 6. 31 minus 6 is not a negative number. So we are good. Both answers are correct. So those are the two answers you type into the box. Okay. Now the next problem says to find the asymptotes. Asymptotes. Vertical asymptotes. Okay, to find vertical asymptotes, you have to factor both numerator and denominator. So we're going to factor the numerator, 2x plus 4, and then we take the 9 out of that. 9 cannot be taken out because that is a 49. 9 times 9 is 81. So we cannot factor this, so to say. So we're going to leave it out, leave it alone like that. Because we cannot factor it, will be just 9x squared minus 49. Okay, so to find the vertical asymptote, since we cannot factor it, all you need to do is to set this to 0. Set this to 0. So it will be 9x squared minus 49 equals 0. 9x squared equals 49. And then divide by 9. X squared equals 49 over 9. And then you take square root of both sides. X equals plus minus square root 49 over 9. You always remember to put plus minus, okay? X equals, square root of 49 is 7. And square root of 9 is 3. So it's going to be plus minus 3. So there are two asymptotes. The first asymptote as negative 7 over 3. X equals, and the other one is x equals 7 over 3. And that's what you type into the box right there, okay? All right, the last problem says to find horizontal asymptote. Okay, let's clear that from the screen. So we're going to find horizontal asymptote of this function, okay? To find horizontal asymptote, you have to know the rules. So if they have the same degree like this one, so same degree, you do ratio of the coefficient. You do ratio of coefficients, of leading coefficients. All right, the leading coefficient here is is 2 and 4. So therefore for this particular case, the horizontal asymptote is y equals 2 over 4, which is 1 over 2. So you will type y equals 1 over 2 into the box. All right. What if it was another setup? So what if you don't have that, but you have another one like this? F of x equals 2x minus 7x over 4x squared minus 25. Okay, you notice that the degree is 1 here, but the degree is 2 here. So whenever the degree is greater, is less, so you have lower degree divided by higher degree. Then the asymptote, horizontal asymptote, is always y equals 0. So for this case, it will be y equals 0. All right, the last case I can show you is what if it's bigger at the top, like f of x equals 2x squared minus 7x, and then this is just 4x minus 25. Okay, you can see that the degree is higher here than here. So in this case, we say there is none. There is none. No, when you say horizontal asymptote, there is none because it's higher. When you do higher degree divided by lower degree, then is none. Okay, I hope this helps you with the assignment. Always make sure you keep up with your assignment no matter what, because it's a required thing for you to do.